We think that the reason people are so excited about this and willing to participate is because the timing is right. The timing is right for Silverthorne. And right now, the town council has said, let's find a way to make it all stick together. What is the glue that makes it all one piece? What's the heart of Silverthorne? Lake Dillon Theater is coming to Silverthorne. And I think that partnership is an example of the commitment of our town council to bringing arts and culture to Silverthorne. So the existence of the theater is also part of this new embracing of arts and culture in our town. So what town council asked staff to do was, let's get a plan in place. Let's figure out what arts and culture means to the town of Silverthorne. And so we put out an RFP. We interviewed a bunch of people. The panel that interviewed consultants unanimously chose Janesse Brewer, her company 23.4 Degrees, to manage this plan for us and to reach out to our community.
I'm Janesse. I have been doing this work for close to 20 years. We'll see in the next 2 meetings that we're really going to shift toward making some key decisions with all of you about what goes in the plan and what doesn't make it into the plan.
In many ways, we will have our fingers on the keyboard or our hand on the pen when the drafting gets done, but we want to elicit the plan that should come from you.
We are here to pull on our networks within the art community, sort of within this county and outside of the county, and additionally to pull on lots of research and expertise from you all in the room and from people outside of the room.
And so you are the experts. You're the ones who live here, you're the ones who interact here, you're the ones who are running a theater company here, you're the ones on stage, you're the ones bringing art.
The deliverable is in December. We will bring a strategic plan, first ever for the town of Silverthorne, to the town council on December 9th. And you all will have been a huge part of that process. So the plan and the proposal we brought to the town said there's lots of infrastructure in place for Silverthorne. It's a really, really exciting moment. But at the heart of this, the community needs to be engaged at the leadership level, all of you, and then also the community level.
You're in the town core. The 4th Street area here we see as one of the main spines. If you're thinking about the distance from a theater or even from the recreation center over to this area, it's very walkable, especially if we do some more improvements. So this intersection right here could really be the heart part of the town core.
Obviously, we don't anticipate that all the work is done by the town, but it's really what's sort of inviting in, you know, the private industry also to think about the town core and how they'd want to invest. So that's one piece. Second is, you saw what we just crossed, and I think we want to be thinking about this group. What are the ways that we can signal that art lives here? Really simple things. So the major investment that's happening in terms of the arts is obviously the theater in the next couple of years. But you'll see there are simple things like crosswalks, like the light box, like trash cans, like the bus depot. So all of those different things are things that maybe aren't high investments, but could be really important and help to signal, oh, I should stop here, art lives here.
Really, this is ground zero for arts and culture in Silverthorne, and we see everything kind of radiating out from here. The building itself is obviously very important, and we see a lobby space that we think can serve as one of those public gathering spaces that's open every day of the week, so that even if there's not a show going on, that's just a place where people go. There's probably rotating art on display and really a place where the public feels welcome. And then in addition, this area out here it's a great space. It's just a big lawn, and kind of formalizing that and turning that into a great gathering space is a huge part of this project beyond the theater itself, and how that connects to the river and really connecting that. There is an opportunity to the north to do something else, whether that's a future commercial building or maybe that ends up being art space for artists, or who knows. But there's some additional space on the site beyond the theater. We are trying to keep the theater out to the roadway in keeping with the new concept for downtown, which is creating more of that downtown feel and not putting parking fields in front of buildings. So that's really kind of what we're looking at for the site. This came out really before we had finalized the theater partnership, but it did sort of have a placeholder because we heard from the public that an entertainment arts center is really what the future of this should be. You know, it could have been, oh, this should be a soccer field, but no, this is what people were thinking. And again, getting those connections across the river to tie in not just to the town core area, but we've got the library and you've got the recreation center and town hall. One of the concepts was really, we called it the 4th Street axis, and it really helped us get over the hump in trying to figure out how either Main Street or Adams was a main street, and really looking at 4th Street as a main street with some offshoots of it. But one huge opportunity that came out of that discussion was what we would call a festival bridge. This bridge, it's a great bridge. It came from a steamboat. It was sitting out in a field somewhere, and it was a very inexpensive bridge compared to some of our other bridges. But we think there's a huge opportunity here to do a much larger bridge that could accommodate events and just a much greater interaction with the river, and it would also really create that flow along 4th Street. Another thing that there's an opportunity for, when we were standing over at that intersection, you have no idea there's a river over here. You have no idea that there's a bridge here. Really making that connection is a big part of the comprehensive plan, but a much wider bridge. Maybe there's even an opportunity in my mind to do a small sort of amphitheater where we have a grade differential, so you're going to have steps over there. Maybe there's an opportunity to do that. So I mentioned earlier, Angry James is making their investment across the road there. And Larry Feldman is a developer from Frisco who's done a whole bunch of units over there. He has purchased the property, the vacant property right at the edge of the bridge here across from the recreation center, and is going to be doing 32, 31 condo units there, and also kind of a public gathering space with some public art. Well, I guess it's private art. We'll adopt it and call it public art. But that's another one of those, I think, stories that speaks to the power of the theater partnership, because he really was not looking at Silverthorne and had heard about that, and someone mentioned he should look down here, and he looked at that property and had closed on it within 2 weeks, I think. And so he really had confidence in this whole area and where he wanted to be. And that was, I think, even before hearing about the concepts of this festival bridge idea. So could a farmer's market move from the parking lot over to here? Maybe. A lot of opportunity for something right here. And then we take this bridge and we just move it down somewhere else to get another connection. So.
There you go. We'll go back inside and talk about what all of this means and how you pull it all together.